5 sewing patterns that I really want to make this fall, inspired by what's in my online shopping carts. So sewing can be quite sporadic for me because it takes so much prep work. I'm hoping that by narrowing it down to a curated list, I can actually get some of these done. First, I want to make a voluminous cotton skirt using the Sandra pattern by Sydney Graham. And in particular, I want to make a version where I modify the waistband to be similar to this Christy Dawn waistband where it's flat in the front and then the elastic is either only in the back or only on the back and the sides. The second project that I want to make is the Blake skirt by jessilous Closet. I really love the look of pleated skirts and I've been wanting to sew one forever. However, I find it to be a bit intimidating. So I like that this pattern only has 3 pleats. So for my first like pleated skirt pattern, I'm not jumping fully into it, and I like that the pattern also has a long and a short version. The last pair of bottoms I want to make are the Helios trousers by Indigo. Now, I am terrified of sewing up pants, but because these have so much ease built into them, I'm a little bit less afraid of anything like funky going on in the crotch or butt area. I also like that there is a version that has sewn down pleats in the front, which I think give it perhaps a little bit more of a tailored look. There's also different waistband options. On to slide number 2. First up is the Spaghetti Western Sewing mashup of the Rue coat and the Hurry Home like quilt patch. I have started sewing a Rue coat earlier this year and I think it's a very straightforward pattern. However, I haven't gotten it done because it takes up so much bias tape and I really loathe making it. However, there is a sew along happening for this pattern, so I'm just going to forget about my first version for now and I'm going to start version number 2, and I hope that the sew along keeps me motivated and helps me finish it by a set deadline. Next is the Marie dress by Sunday School Patterns. I really like the cinched bust and the dropped waist and just like how it kind of flares out. I am a tiny bit afraid of sewing up something so fitted because I've never sewn anything that's fitted. However, I think this has so much potential in creating like a variety of dresses depending on the types of fabric that I use. The plan is to make a toile, learn from the toile, and then use some nicer fabric. Lastly is the Adrift Shift dress by Gracie Steel Pattern. I actually currently have cut out fabric for 2 of these. Both of them are like toiles first drafts. It's such a simple pattern, but I think it's going to be so wearable. I've already learned from my first version to my second version some modifications I want to make, and because it's such a simple pattern, I feel more confident in making those changes. I also think it would be really cool to make a maxi version with maybe like a high slit. Next up is picking fabrics, mostly from Stash, hopefully.